Hello and welcome to another episode of Chasing Green Arrows. Today I have with me a very special guest, Mr. Zain Azam with a fresh haircut. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
It's good to see you. And I have Mr. Hamza. How are you doing?
I'm good, Mustafa. Thank you for having me.
No worries, anytime. And then Mr. Abradonis from Chicago. What's going on, baby?
All good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Alhamdulillah. So today we'll be discussing two great teams, fierce rivals, the classical rivals Madrid and Barcelona, and we'll pick an 11 from the players we've watched, a combined 11 between Barcelona and Real Madrid. What do you guys say? Sounds good?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. So we'll start with the goalkeeping position, and we'll pick like 4 defenders, like Zain said, and then we'll see what to do with the midfield and attack.
Okay, Casillas.
Hamzu?
Yeah, no questions over there.
I think that's quite an easy shot over there. So
Casillas as goalkeeper,
just for the sake of argument, is there any other one that comes close?
Valdez.
No. Valdez wouldn't make my anything 11.
I mean, he's won a lot of championships, but he had it wasn't
Doesn't
to do
matter,
with him.
bro.
But it's not to do with him. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's nothing to do with him. Yeah.
There's current Barca Ter Stegen. He's been okay, but I mean,
yeah,
not
he's
to
good. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good, but this
Casillas
season he's
picks
been a bit
himself,
poor. Yeah, and Casillas was much more consistent, I guess. So
Yeah.
And
I think Casillas picks himself.
okay.
Casillas,
So I'm gonna write that down.
Casillas.
I think that was a quick one.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
go-
writing it down, Musti.
Okay, done. And we'll go right back. Zen, would you say right back?
The first one I think of is Alves.
Yeah.
Let me know if there's anything else. That's the one that comes from, because he's been one of the best I've ever watched. So
Yeah. For me, it's Alves
I
as
think
well.
I'll pick Alves.
Yeah.
Don, Hamzu.
There's
Who else is there?
I'm
Are you
trying
forgetting
to think. There's
Salgado.
Carvajal.
Carvajal.
Carvajal is there right now.
You can
he's
put
the current.
Ramos at right back.
Yeah, you could, but
You could.
But obviously, I mean, I'm just putting one name out there because I think he played in the start. But
Yeah.
I'll go for Alves also.
Yeah, there is Carvajal, who's I think the current right back for Barcelona, and for Madrid, and he's been good. Who else is there? Like from a little bit back in the day, was there? I mean, I guess the point is the first person that comes to
Salgado
mind.
for Madrid, he was good at his time.
Yeah,
But
Salgado was good. Yeah,
no, not Alves level. Nowhere close, I think. Yeah, I think Alves.
yeah, I think I'll go with Alves as well. You guys are good with Alves? Don?
Yeah.
Hamza?
yeah. Danny's good. Yep.
Okay, and then let's go left back now. I'll go with Roberto Carlos for me.
I'll go with Marcelo. I think he's better than Carlos.
Marcelo!
There's
Yeah,
also these are two really big names also for the current player Jordi Alba. He's good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
I mean, I don't know. It's comparisons, obviously, it'll be hard, but Jordi Alba has been good. He's been consistent for Barcelona, and he's won a fair amount of trophies with them. Marcelo, yeah, he's so good, and he works well with Cristiano Ronaldo. If you're thinking of having him up front, and that's a question for later. But yeah,
He's really quick, huh? Marcelo.
Marcelo's
But
fast.
Carlos was definitely faster.
Carlos was definitely faster.
That in-swinging goal
I don't know.
comes-
It's a tricky one because I know most
Yeah.
people would pick Carlos.
Even
Hamzu?
Abidal was there just to throw in a name. I mean, not obviously as exciting as the other three. But Abidal also was consistent in those two Barcelona teams with Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think we're
I think
basically
Alves is already attacking.
player by player.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of the player themselves, like Abidal worked on a system, I think.
Yeah.
But as an individual player, maybe he wasn't, up there with these two. I honestly think this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but there's two crimes when rating players. There's, recency bias,
Yeah.
which, you always think the recent players are good. But then other thing is, I feel like we do tend to overrate the legends a little bit. And I don't know if you guys watch Carlos, but every time I watched him, he was incredible going forward, but like nothing defensively.
Defensively,
Like,
there
honestly,
was.
zero. You could barely consider him a wing back. Like he was just always forward, and Madrid consistently conceded like 2 or more goals
Yeah.
every single time. It depends on what we're looking at. I think Marcelo gives more defensively, and I feel he's probably as good attacking wise, or if not better actually.
You
than
think so?
Carlos.
Attacking wise, he's
Yeah. He links up much better. Carlos definitely had an incredible shot on him.
yeah.
He had unbelievable pace and stamina. Pace, yeah, Carlos takes it. Shooting, Carlos takes it. Free kicks, set pieces, yeah. But I think as an overall player, I'd pick Marcelo. I don't know.
I
You
think
guys
Jordi
think
Alba
it's
is also like decent because if you see his partnership with
Yeah.
Messi, I mean, and then he's also played for Spain. I think in the 2012 Euro Championship, I think he was the left back. I mean, he's been pretty consistent for like now 6-7 years now. Again, I think it's a question of who's better defensively, Jordi Alba or Marcelo. I mean, both are really, really close.
Yeah, I think
both
I think
aren't, like, incredibly great. But I don't know. I think overall, like as a player, everything Marcelo does seems really good to me. So yeah, you guys decide. I've picked mine, Marcelo. Let's see if we get
and
the
the
majority.
idea behind the idea behind picking a player is basically just first person that comes to our mind, and if we get more than 2 votes for that person. So I think Zen, you're going with Marcelo.
Yeah, especially because Alves will be attacking a lot. I think if you pick Carlos, who's going to be just attacking, that's not going to be a bad balance. I think Marcelo.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
fair
yeah.
point.
So-
I think that's a fair
yeah.
point because defensively you need somebody on the other side.
Right. Hamza, you?
I mean, I'd go for Jordi Alba, just for personal preference. I think there's not much to choose over there, but I'd just go for Jordi Alba.
That sounds good. Musti?
If it's between Alba and I wanted Carlos, but if it's between Alba and Marcelo, I'd go with Marcelo.
Okay, and I also have that preference towards Marcelo, so I think we outvote Hamza over here.
Yeah, I mean, like
Fair
they're
enough.
all great players, but yeah, if you look at it
Yeah.
overall, Marcelo probably takes.
I think, yeah.
And now we'll move on to the two center backs. There's a lot of options here. Like we have to go
Yeah.
way back as well, but
Okay,
yeah,
Nate, put the options out.
I mean, the usual Ramos and PK, of course.
the Puyol.
These are
Yeah.
there's
Varane.
Puyol.
Uh,
Oh, definitely.
Varane, yeah.
I think
Who did
Varane
you?
is there.
Varane,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cannavaro.
Ramos, Cannavaro, yeah.
Yeah, Ramos, Cannavaro. Who else is there?
Rafael Marquez, I think he was. I mean, not as I'm just putting names out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. In Madrid, who else was there, man? Before.
Hierro and Woodgate was there for some time. He barely played.
Yeah.
Who was there? I don't know. Yaya Toure played for Barca for some time.
Center back.
Mascherano.
Yeah.
Mascherano. Yeah. Mascherano is there.
Played for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the two names that are coming to mind instantly for me are Puyol and Ramos.
Puyol and Ramos. That's really strong partnership. You can't really break
Yeah.
that. Puyol
There's,
and
Cannavaro, although like he was very good. But as a partnership, I guess these two kind of would complement each other. I mean, Puyol over PK definitely. I think. Yeah, I think those two look like
But
a
is Ramos
solid
like a
partnership.
shoe-in? Is Ramos definitely in? Because I mean, he's pretty
Who else would
inconsistent.
they be
If you see,
there?
I mean, PK.
Yeah.
If you see, for me, PK is slightly more consistent than Ramos. I mean, Ramos obviously, if you're seeing like goals, Ramos is definitely up there. But if you see like a consistent defender, like pound to pound, I think PK is slightly better. In fact, for me.
Yeah, Ramos has a red card
Ramos,
in him
if you
every
see,
now and again.
He's
Pepe was also there, bro.
yeah, Pepe. That's what I was missing. Pepe.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
He was
Pepe.
crazy. Maniac.
Yeah.
But like
I
Varane
don't think
won the World Cup, I think, and then Champions Leagues.
Varane is very, very good too. Like,
Very
I mean,
close.
but I think Ramos and yeah, I just think like Ramos and Puyol and Piqué and these guys have kind of done a little bit more than Varane. They've also won the World Cups and these Champions Leagues and their League Cups and everything.
Yeah,
so,
and Ramos was flexible as well. Like he started off as right back and then he moved, and like he's pretty flexible as well in that sense.
Yeah, I think Ramos is very well rounded as well. Has pace, has strength, can pass.
Yeah.
yeah.
set pieces, can score goals. I think for all of those reasons, I'd pick Ramos.
Before we decide, I wanted to ask you guys about Mascherano, like because in Liverpool, like I know Zidane especially used to watch him as defensive midfielder, like an amazing player, like he was a brilliant partnership with Gerrard. But then suddenly at centre back, like how well do you think he adjusted, and do you think he was would you ever imagine him playing centre back because he wasn't as tall?
When he was for Liverpool, I would have never imagined it, to be honest. But I think for Barcelona, it was a masterstroke. Worked out really well for them. It was a short period of time. It wasn't too long. But it worked out really well for them, I thought. Very surprising. Yeah, like you said, he did not have the height for it. Probably not even the strength for a centre-back. But yeah, he was amazing.
I think because there was Sergio Busquets, I mean, it was always tough for him to play in that role. So
yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so Zen is going with Puyol and Ramos. Hamzu?
I don't know. I'll just stick to my thing, Puyol and PK.
You like PK because of Shakira, huh?
No. I don't like Ramos. I don't like Ramos for what he did to Salah in
the Champions League final.
There's but I genuinely think PK and Puyol, so I'll go for that.
Okay, and Don?
Yeah, Puyol and I mean, as much as I agree with Hamza over there, in terms of consistency, I just feel like Ramos has the edge as a more overall impact on a team. Even though he has a red card in him every now and again, but I think I have to pick Ramos over PK because Puyol fits in right away. Like I think all of us have Puyol, but I have to pick Ramos over PK, and that's a personal bias and kind of the first two names that came to my mind.
Yeah, for me, Ramos is like outstanding. Like since I started watching him, like he's been crazy from right back to centre back. So I would go with Ramos and Puyol.
Sorry, Hamzu. I think you're getting outvoted again.
I mean, there's no problem. Again, there's not much to choose.
Yeah.
It's really close.
No, Hamzu gave some valid points though, like about PK as well.
Yeah.
But
I think Fergie said PK is slightly better than Ramos. I mean,
I mean, definitely, yeah. There's some valid points. We just went with bias, I guess, like personal, and there's not much between them.
For sure.
Okay, now we have to decide on the midfield and attack. So I don't know how we're going to do this, but there's some names which are confirmed. But yeah,
let's do 5 midfielders and then go with one in front. That kind of is how most Barca and Madrid teams have played.
So you have like 2 supporting the striker, right?
Yeah, kind
so
of.
Like
yeah,
a
so
4-3-3, but like
sort of like that. Yeah. 4-3-3 is a good way of looking at it.
Okay, I'll give you some options in the midfield. There is Xavi, Iniesta, Xavi Alonso, Ronaldinho, Zidane, Busquets. Yeah, Toure, if you want to look at that. And then Modric. Yeah. Modric. Yeah. This is going to be tough. This
is probably the hardest 3 that we have to pick.
I don't know what you guys think. Like,
are we picking the holding midfielder?
Let's go with the holding midfielder first. Yeah,
sure. Let's do that.
Okay, so the option:
Alonso, Busquets.
Oh my God! Alonso, Busquets. Makelele.
Yaya
Toure. Yeah, I think
Modric. I don't know if Modric comes in the defensive.
No, he's not.
A little bit more attacking.
Holding midfielder for them.
Who did you say, Hamzu?
Casemiro. I think at that time recently. Yeah.
Ooh, so hard.
Was Guti holding midfield?
No, I think it was more attacking.
More attacking.
Okay, this is going to be like me personally, like it's Xavi Alonso, because especially like I saw him a lot in Liverpool and also in Madrid. His long range passing was amazing, and I mean like Busquets is amazing as well. But I just personally, I'm a big fan of Xavi Alonso.
I think for the kind of team that we're forming, personally I wouldn't pick Makelele. Yeah. I think he's an unbelievable player, but I wouldn't pick him in this particular team.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more one of Alonso or Busquets. Has to be one of them.
Yeah.
And this is the hardest decision. Like I actually can't decide.
I mean, they're 2 brilliant players. Don, what is your opinion on this?
I mean, it's okay. Just because we have to pick one, right? Just because we have to pick one, Busquets.
Who's better, Busquets or Xhaka?
Zaka is better, but he didn't play for Barca, so or Madrid. So otherwise he'd easily make that spot. But no, realistically though, Busquets for me. Just because I have to pick, it's a personal very slight advantage over Xavi. But or any like Zen said, Makelele was amazing from whatever little I saw of him. But you have to give Busquets what he's done for the team and consistently performed for a significant period of time. So for me, Busquets.
Hamzu?
I don't know. I mean, I'm so confused even like Zenbai because I think Alonso is a better long passer and I mean slightly more mobile. But Busquets definitely controls the game much better. I don't know really.
We have one for Alonso, one for Busquets. So you two will be the deciding one. Like I'm going Alonso, he's going. Don is going Busquets.
I'll go Busquets.
Busquets. Zen.
I think long passing, Alonso, passing in general, I think Xavi, reading the game, Busquets, but not by as much as you might think. I think Xavi's game reading sense was incredible as well.
Defensively, who would you pick defensively if you had to?
Defensively, I think Busquets.
Okay.
And I think, but Xavi had a bit of a goal scoring threat in him.
Yeah.
I think overall I'm picking Xavi.
Alonso. It's too
okay, let's dive into this a little bit more. Like let's try and think of how we are trying to build this team, right? Like what we're going to have a lot of attacking players in the front. So if you want like a more defensive sided player, would you consider Busquets over Xavi? Just because let's say you have like the Iniestas and the Xavis and the Zidanes coming in. So like for team balance, would you pick Busquets over Xavi? Just for that reason. Would that be something you would consider?
Yeah, I think if we had more, if you don't really need a deep line playmaker as such, which was what essentially Xavi Alonso was. I think since our attack is going to be pretty stacked, they can pretty much take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Then, I think in that sense, I think I would have to switch to Busquets.
All right.
Yeah, because we kind of we give a little bit more stability to the team with Busquets kind of taking care of that, digging in and just helping the defenders out, and then we always have a lot of talent up front that we will discuss that takes care of itself later. So
I think that's a good shout defensively. Like if you want to go, but I still stick to Alonso. But I think that's a good shout. Yeah. So you want to note it down?
Close I'm noting all of them down. Yep.
Okay. Now we've done that. Now where do we go in the midfield?
Let's do the two central midfielders, kind of.
Yeah.
How are you gonna?
This is probably harder.
I don't know what you guys think. The Ronaldinho, those 2 years he played in Barcelona were absolute genius. Like he wasn't consistent as the other players, but like the 2 years he played was oh my god. Like some of the goals and passes, you just look at it and you're like wow, it's genius.
Yeah, but are we taking longevity?
But that's the thing.
Equation, or like what or how good they were at their peak.
That's the thing. Like we could do it either or because like if you look at it just at his peak, then he's definitely a shout. If you look at longevity, then he's not a shout. So I think you could go at the absolute peak.
Yeah, the way we are going with.
Peak.
No, go ahead, Zen.
No, if absolute peak, then Ronaldinho is a good shout. But we're picking the two center mids now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave that for later. I think for center mid. I think Zidane. For me, Zidane has to be there.
100%.
I think he has to be there.
Yeah. And Xavi?
I don't care who else is there. I'll decide between Xavi and Iniesta maybe, but Zidane just picks himself for me. Like I don't think there's any midfielder better than Zidane ever.
Yeah, for me, I agree 100%. For me, the other options would be like Xavi, Modric, Iniesta. But I would probably go Xavi, man. Xavi was incredible in those tiki-taka years. He was brilliant, like absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would go with Xavi and Zidane as well.
Same. I'd go for Xavi and Zidane also. No arguments.
I think the answers are there. I thought this would be harder, but it turned out to be easy.
I guess
no, because Zidane's a sure pick, so it just depends on who can complement Zidane the most. And I think Xavi's passing. Because Iniesta is a little bit similar to Zidane in the sense that with the dribbling, carrying the ball and stuff.
Yeah.
But Zidane is better. Yeah. So Yeah, I think that makes sense. Zidane and Xavi for me.
Perfect. And how many positions do we have left? Don, 3?
We have 3 more left. Yeah.
Four, 3 and front 3. Right.
Yeah.
So right wing, should we put Messi at right wing and forget about it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Messi is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
There's no
think
argument. Put Messi
there's
right
no
up there.
argument.
Okay, let's just talk about who all are there. Like, what are we thinking?
Okay.
Figo, Messi, the right wing specifically, right?
Beckham.
Who else is there?
Obviously not us.
Bex is
Yeah.
there.
Bex
Then,
is there, but
not there.
I think even if you bring 100 people over there, he always falls short in front of.
I guess you want to switch his position to up top, but no, I think right wing Messi makes sense.
Yeah, and everyone else will fall short. So I think we can move on to
Messi,
left wing.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think?
Sorry?
Done?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Right wing Messi is done?
Yeah, I think right wing Messi. There's no doubt.
Left wing boys.
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo.
La.
For me, it's very easy.
Ronaldinho left wing.
I think the way we are picking this team is basically based off of a personal preference. We're not looking at stats. We're not looking at longevity. We're not looking at anything. We're looking at. I feel like all of the ones that we've picked so far are all relatively in that.
It would be between, I'm guessing, Ronaldinho and Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Is there anyone else? Bale? No.
Neymar? No, not good. But
yeah, no one at that level. I think these two were a completely different level. And
the thing is, Ronaldo, when he was in Man United, he was better at left wing, and then when he came to Madrid, I think he was better like up top, like than left. I don't know. I mean, that was just my opinion. Like in Madrid, he was like a more clinical striker than the left wing. So I mean, but if you look at his peak at United, then yeah, he was brilliant in the left wing as well.
No, but Don, what do you think?
It's just so hard to leave Ronaldo.
Andre is also there, by the way.
Who?
I was coming to that, but I feel like in front, but for a very short period of time, and he created everything that I mean, he became great at Arsenal, obviously. So to be realistic over here, it's just very hard to leave Cristiano Ronaldo out of a team because of the stats.
You can play him forward if you want, but I wouldn't pick him over Ronaldinho.
I agree. I agree. I think Ronaldinho, just because of the magician that he was, the kind of stuff that we've seen and what I've seen of him, it's so hard to like look at anybody else.
No, 100%. Like those 2 years, he was incredible. Especially when they won the Champions League that season. Oh my God, he was unbelievable, Ronaldinho.
And personal preference.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see those 2-3. I mean, I didn't really see those 2-3 years of Ronaldinho. I saw him in the end. So, I mean, I obviously have to be slightly biased with Ronaldo. But I mean, I've heard and then obviously seen highlights. But I didn't see those properly those 2-3 seasons of Ronaldinho.
And for me, I know it's we don't have to use it like this, but for me, Ronaldo back-to-back Champions Leagues, and he scored some really important goals.
We consider him for big striker, man.
But striker, the problem with striker is there is so many options, man. There's also Brazilian Ronaldo. There's also Brazilian Ronaldo.
I was going to bring his argument.
That's why I'm fighting for this spot, because over there there's Eto'o also. Eto'o did a crazy job. I mean, there's so many. That's why, because I know that he has a better chance here than in the strike. I mean, Brazilian Ronaldo, I can't really argue with that.
Yeah.
So I think Ronaldinho for me, that's my choice, just because we actually have never seen anything like what he did in those couple of years. He was literally unplayable. You could not touch him, and he made a mockery of everyone else. And that really doesn't happen too often.
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, that was unbelievable what he did in those 2 years. Okay, fine. I think I'll switch. Huh?
Hamza's picking Ronaldo.
I'll go Ronaldo. Yeah.
I mean,
Musti?
Ronaldo, but if you guys considering him for striker, then I'm willing to change my mind.
I am considering him.
No, just because of the magician that Ronaldinho was. Apart from the Arsenal Invincible season, one of the players that I really enjoyed watching for the short period of time was Ronaldinho. He was just so good. Like, I think he's one of my most favorite non-Arsenal players. So I think just for that, and it's a bias, so I'll go with Ronaldinho. Sorry.
Ronaldinho.
What do you say, Mustafa?
Okay, let's do the.
No. Let's pick this first.
It's very hard to not have Ronaldo, like Cristiano Ronaldo, in a Clasico 11.
Okay, fine.
So-
I mean, I'll go with Ronaldinho now. But if we don't choose Cristiano, then we'll have to do some tinkering.
So okay, let's do this. Let's keep Ronaldinho
Because-
for right now.
okay, I have a question.
Discuss the strikers and then we'll come back.
Okay, I have a question. What do you guys think? The Brazilian Ronaldo had a bigger impact in Madrid, or did Ronaldinho in Barcelona?
I think the Brazilian
Ronaldinho, Barcelona.
Ronaldinho,
sorry.
Barcelona. What are you saying, Hamzu?
No, I was saying, I think Brazilian Ronaldo, his best years, I think weren't at Real Madrid. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
he was,
Inter and Barcelona, I guess, right?
yeah.
But he played in Barcelona as well, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, let's go for Ronaldinho for now. Let's go strikers.
Okay. Striker.
Luis
We have one player.
Suarez. Yeah, we have only one spot left.
Suarez, Ibrahimovic, Eto'o, Ronaldo,
Karim Benzema.
Both
Benzema,
Ronaldos.
both Ronaldos.
Both Ronaldo.
Van Nistelrooy played for
Van Nistelrooy.
For a
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
He scored some goals there.
Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raul. I forgot
Raul.
about him, man.
Ugh.
He was a legend.
Just one honorable mention: Emmanuel
David
Adebayor.
He played also.
six months loan, he scored one goal.
Michael Owen. He also played that.
I think David Villa also played well.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Villa
should be there.
We are
Yeah.
very good, very
This
good.
is tough,
for
man.
what it- Okay,
Okay,
let's
so
shortlist.
Yeah, I think pick 3 each and then see where we can go from there maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it. Who's ready? Zen, you ready?
Yeah, okay, so I'll go for both Ronaldos
Yeah.
and third would be, I think, wait, name some? I think probably David Villa.
Raul, Eto'o, David Villa,
Raul,
Suarez.
Yeah,
Suarez.
yeah, I think Suarez over Villa for me. Suarez and both Ronaldo. Zlatan's also there, by the way.
Zlatan as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
no.
Zlatan, yeah, was in and around like.
These 3, Suarez and the Ronaldo for me.
Zlatan didn't have a good
Hamzu?
relationship with Pep, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah. He barely played a year, I think.
yeah, it didn't do that much.
Hamza?
I think the two stand out for me. I think if you're putting Cristiano, obviously again Ronaldo, and then Suarez for me. David Villa and probably David Villa third.
Not Brazilian Ronaldo.
I didn't see him
You
that
didn't
much.
watch
I
him
mean,
as much.
I was like, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
so I mean,
Okay.
Don?
Musti?
Okay, me. I'd go with both Ronaldos. And for me, who is Raul, man. That is personal, yeah. But yeah, what about you, Don? Eto'o as well, man. Good shout. That guy was really good as well.
He was very good. Yeah,
he was really good. 2006, he killed it.
For me, similar to Hamzu, I haven't seen enough of Brazilian Ronaldo to make a claim for him. I've heard significant things about him, but I just haven't seen enough to make that decision. So for me, it's Cristiano and Suarez because he was incredible, and David Villa. I think he was very good.
Yeah. Zen, remember we watched the Madrid United game long time ago? When Ronaldo killed it, the Madrid.
Yeah.
The Brazilian Ronaldo went crazy.
Okay. Yeah. So let me just say, like Ronaldo, I'm only considering what I saw of him, and I still think he was like
amazing,
beyond anything I've seen. Like
yeah.
finishing was a joke. Like it wasn't like he could miss. He'd never ever miss a shot. Like that level of finishing, I haven't seen anywhere ever.
Yeah.
Better finisher
that
than
kind of
Cristiano.
Sorry?
Better finisher than anyone that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He wouldn't miss.
He wouldn't
There was
miss.
no missed chances.
And Zen,
It was a goal.
I think our first World Cup was 2002, and he was just untouchable in that World Cup.
Yeah. I watched 98 as well. 98 final was my first match actually.
Yeah.
But obviously he wasn't great in that match. But yeah, since then, whatever I saw of Ronaldo is just unbelievable.
I mean, it's tough to choose between the two Ronaldos for me. But yeah, it has to be one of
Yeah.
them for me. But yeah, you guys also have a fair point.
Yeah,
here.
I think I would pick both the Ronaldos over Suarez. I think if most of us do, then I think we stick to those two then. Both Ronaldos. Is that fair for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suarez and Villa
Okay.
can take a back seat, but now it's between, I guess.
Someone else Musi, who did you pick? Rahul. Right?
Rahul, yeah.
Rahul.
Yeah. I have a very unpopular opinion about Rahul. He was actually one of my favorite players at the time, but looking back at it now, I really think that he's another case of us overrating the legend. He was incredible, goal scoring record and everything, but I don't think he was as good as people make him out to be.
He was more of a
Even
poacher,
his goal
right?
scoring record, if you look at it.
Homegrown player.
Yeah, I mean, like even if you saw him play, it was like, okay, he doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, he scores goal. It's like a Van Nistelrooy almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. One of my favorite players. But still.
Rahul. So
Okay,
that's
I
my
think the final between the two
Yeah.
Ronaldos, I think.
Oh man, how can you not have Cristiano and how can you have not the other Ronaldo? That's the problem, man. They're
That's-
both like.
It's a big problem.
I'll settle this. Okay. Kind of team that we've made, I think it would make sense to have someone who would not miss a single chance. Ronaldo's gonna score goals left, right, and center. I'm talking about the Brazilian one. And the other thing is, he has more magic than Cristiano. I think he can create goals from absolutely nothing. You already have 50 goals with Messi on the right. You need a little bit more magic, I think. So, I think I would go for Brazilian Ronaldo.
Just a little bit over there to sort of contradict you. Like, we have 50 goals with Messi, we have magic with Ronaldinho, and we have the blatant like the power of the Cristiano that will kind of. I feel like that will be a little bit more balanced top three. I mean, nothing against Brazilian Ronaldo. He's incredible, but I just feel like someone who's as lethal as Cristiano, and then you have Zidane right behind him, kind of helping him out and everything. So that's my and it's for me it's very very hard to see a Clasico 11 without Cristiano, because we've seen him for a long time and he's done magic over there as well. Like, it's very hard for me to. But that's personal, of course. I think we have one.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think we have one vote each, though. So if let's see how these two react, and then we can decide finally. Amzu?
I'll go with Cristiano, because I've seen more of Ronaldo. Cristiano, so I'd go with Cristiano.
Messi's gonna go with Cristiano as well.
I mean, for me, it's so tough because I agree with exactly what Zain said about Ronaldo. Like, I've never seen a better finisher than him. But the problem is Cristiano Ronaldo is my first love, man. Like, he's he's my first favorite player. But yeah, that's why it's tough for me, because I've seen both of them. I don't know if he was at his peak, but yeah, Ronaldo, I would say he was at his peak in 2002-03. So I've seen both of them at their peak, and I think they're both amazing. But if you say goal scoring, Brazilian Ronaldo is much better. But I don't know, man. How can you have a team without Cristiano? So for me, it's tough.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I'd pick. I don't mind picking Cristiano in this one.
And also, Messi will provide you goals as well, right? So even if Cristiano does miss, then Messi is there as well. So it's not like you're relying on a out and out striker.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really leave Cristiano out, man. So just looking at his goals record, I don't think you can keep him out. So I'm fine with Ronaldo being there. But now, thinking about the whole picture, it looks a little attack heavy to me. Too heavy.
It is attack heavy. I was also thinking about that. Okay, so let's
get a shout.
Makelele, would you take him as a destroyer, instead?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe have Alonso instead of Iniesta, and Makelele.
We don't have Iniesta. We have Xavi.
We don't have Iniesta. We have Xavi.
Oh, sorry. Instead of Xavi, you have maybe Xavi Alonso, a little more defensively as well, a little bit more height in the center of the park, and then have Makelele at the back. That could be one of the things you could do.
Okay, let's revisit, right? I think goalkeeper Casillas, I think that was a really quick one. No one had any issues with that.
Yeah.
At right back we went. Oh, sorry. At left back we went with Alves.
Yeah. We went with Marcelo.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Right back we went with Marcelo, and with both the backs we were at Marcelo and Alves. I think that's sorted. I don't know what I was thinking. And then Ramos and Puyol as the centre backs. I think we were all in agreement with that. Now we are thinking of making two changes. Now we're doing so we have suggestions now, so we can just revisit that. So the idea is to get Makelele in and Xavi Alonso in for Busquets and Xavi. So
as much as
how does that affect our?
No, I was saying as much as I hated that Barcelona team, I don't know, man. Xavi for me was just like.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like whenever I looked at that team, like I used to I would never want Barcelona to win whichever team they were playing, but I always used to look at the team sheet. Xavi is there. I'm like, yeah, there's no chance today. Like, I mean, he would give me that type of feeling.
Did we pick Busquets or Xavi Alonso finally?
We picked Busquets.
We picked Busquets, but you can change that.
Oh, I think Busquets. No, if Busquets. I thought it was Xavi. So I think, Busquets makes sense. I think it's fine. I think Busquets can handle a lot. Zidane's not going to do anything for you defensively. Xavi will help out a bit. I think it's okay. I think you can manage with this.
Yeah, I think the defense is pretty solid, and then if you have Busquets, he'll help out. So yeah, I think.
This is a very attack-heavy team anyway. So it should be.
Yeah, that's I think one of the reasons we did pick Busquets, because we wanted to add a little bit more balance on the defensive side of things. So we picked him as a more kind of guy who sticks in the middle of the defenders and takes care of the dirty work over there. So, okay, let's go. So we have Casillas, Alves, Marcelo, Ramos, Puyol. Then we have Busquets, Zidane, Xavi, Messi, Ronaldinho, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oof,
who's our coach, guys? Who's our coach, guys?
Manager, yeah.
Jose Mourinho.
No. This kind of team, man. If we get Mourinho, he's going to defend with this team.
Khatam. Ho gaya.
That'll be so much fun, man. Yeah. Who's
not gonna work out.
It's Guardiola, man. There's no other. And Zidane, the only two options. But Guardiola.
But Zidane's playing for us, so.
Yeah, Guardiola. Pep.
Pep
I don't think there's an argument with that. Yeah.
Pep I mean, no other options out there. I mean, we don't have to pick. If we have to pick
Frank Rijkaard.
Yeah. If we have to pick any of the current managers to kind of handle this team.
I don't even know who the current managers are. As in, of any team, yes.
Pretty much anybody. Like, who do you think would manage this kind of all alphas team best?
Pep.
Yeah, Pep. In this type of team, Pep is perfect, man.
Yeah.
I think Klopp is better, but Pep.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was trying to see Zayn would come out with Klopp, but he did say that.
I mean, it does make sense. Klopp, but Klopp forming another team on the side can beat this.
Yeah.
Klopp's Liverpool right now can beat this team.
These two Liverpool fans.
But I think that's a pretty solid team.
Yeah. So we did come over five Madrid players and 6 Barcelona players.
5 Madrid and 6 Barcelona. I mean, that's good, like, considering we have some Barcelona fans, but yeah, I think that's pretty good. And last thoughts?
We didn't even discuss Neymar, right?
No.
I think Hamzu just brought it up and we dismissed him.
I would never pick him, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him for my own team, man. Forget him.
I'd rather have Bale, instead of Neymar. Bale in his league.
Neymar is too frustrating, man. I can't stand Neymar.
And then his March problem of February problem comes in all the time. So that's not helpful. So
I think obviously,
okay, so we have a good team.
Some unlucky players, I think Iniesta, Modric.
Modric is huge.
Figo,
Xavi Alonso.
Yeah, Xavi Alonso.
Xavi.
The Brazilian Ronaldo as
they'll be on the bench.
Yeah.
We get bench.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Sorry to cut you, but I was gonna ask you guys. Do you think, like, if the Galacticos had like a better coach, it would have made a big difference, because like they underachieved, right? Massively
underachieved. But also, they did have a good coach in Del Boss. They got rid of him, didn't they?
Yeah,
he was doing well. They got rid of him.
I think they sold Makelele also to Chelsea.
Yeah,
they sold Makelele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, but yeah. Any last thoughts?
No, I think that's it. I think that's a good,
yeah.
solid team. Won't beat Liverpool, but
Won't beat Liverpool. Oh, one more last question I want to end with. So what's going to happen with the Premier League?
Premier League gonna restart. Liverpool to win the league. I think in a month you'll see it restarting.
Yeah.
Probably behind closed doors, neutral venues, and I think we're
Liverpool.
gonna win it. We've already won it.
And okay, so Liverpool. So it'll be like they'll probably play behind closed doors and they'll finish the season.
Yeah. They have to. There's no other way. They have to finish the season. I don't think there's any other choice.
They're not gonna cancel it or anything.
No, I don't think it makes sense to cancel it.
And you guys think Champions League will be cancelled or?
Champions League could be. I mean, it's not too much of an issue cancelling the Champions League because the repercussions aren't as much as cancelling a league season with promotions and relegations, all of that. Technically, they could cancel the Champions League. It wouldn't be that big of an issue. I think the priority should be to finish the league and then see what you can do later.
All right, perfect. Hamzu, Don, any last thoughts?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think Arsene Wenger is the best manager, and he would.
That's a
have the
debate.
best team.
I think that's the perfect.
It sells. First thing you do is sell Zidane, Messi, Ronaldo, buy some youngsters from France.
And that's what would have made that team even better.
No. Put the first.
No. I'm just joking.
I think I'm just gonna tell Don by that I think this Liverpool team would beat Invincibles.
Jando arrow. Every time Hamza ends with this, I do not agree.
I mean, we could next time we could probably come up with the Invincibles in our Liverpool 11.
Actually, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I just need more support. I feel like I'll need one person who'll be on my side. It's very hard who I have to pick because I don't want Sai to be there. Only other Arsenal fan I know.
We'll get Sai.
I don't want him to be there. But I don't know of any other. I feel like I'll be outnumbered significantly because I'd want one or two more people on my side to fight. Because these fellows didn't let me take Bergkamp in a United and Arsenal 11. So I'm very upset about that still.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this sometime.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Thank you guys for joining me and hopefully see you next week. Take care.
Okay. Right. See you. Bye, boss.